Good morning, and for some of you, good afternoon. You know who you are, and you know who I am. You know the place. And for the uninitiated, this is the other side of ropes. This is the video column pertaining to professional wrestling on an independent level. Who am I? I'm an independent wrestler. Name? Red. Ring name? Shaka. Sub moniker? Black Magic. Now, it's come to my attention. Granted, a little bit past 24 hours, we've had another pay-per-view. For those who don't know, or if you've been hiding under a rock, I'm talking about Royal Rumble. Now, for me, and a lot of people misconstrue this as me being anti-WWE. Well, I'll be honest. I've been in this business for over 13 years. And honestly, I've been aloof of mainstream wrestling, or sports entertainment as it's called now, for I'd say at least the past 6 or 7 years, due to circumstance and preference. Doesn't exactly make me anti-E. What I am is, they're going to make their money. It's a business. I respect that. I'm against the institution that it represents. When things go mainstream, it's not what it used to be. And to be honest with you, I've never had any aspirations of trying to go mainstream. Reason being, it's never been a desire. Now, don't get me wrong. I would say several months after I broke in, this is what I used to do with pay-per-views. Okay? I used to buy the ones from what was by that time the big three at the time. ECW, WWF as it was known around 1999, and World Championship Wrestling. Now, to give you an idea how I rated it, after a while I used to tape all three after I bought them. Then it got to a point that after a while I would buy the pay-per-views for ECW and I would tape them and watch them later on. At one point in time, I would buy the pay-per-views from the WWF and I'll watch them for future purposes. World Championship Wrestling, I will buy them, use the tape them. Then after a while, turn it to a whole thing of buy ECW and tape them. Buy WWF and watch them the one time. No more. I wouldn't even touch WCW. Would I buy a pay-per-view now? Absolutely not. It doesn't matter if I had cable or if I didn't. Wouldn't do it. Now, don't get me wrong. Wrestling I grew up watching, if my stepson will watch it, I don't know. I haven't seen him in 19 years, 17 years, maybe 18. Now, what I watched, if he watches it now, it's not the same thing. Totally different generation entirely. Total different demographic entirely. And I actually went back to a generation before even my father's to a degree and went back, to be honest with you. So, what's that tell you about me? Now, I know I might get on, now I've turned around, now I've watched this, I read the statuses on Facebook. Now, granted, majority of these people on my list are fellow wrestlers. There are some of the boys. I know why they're watching, even if they don't say it. They're waiting for something to happen, and at the same time, it's habit for them. It's what they do. because that was me at one point in time. It was a reference point, see what's going on. Some guys actually turn around and watch this stuff for the simple fact and simple purpose and intent of the next time they've got a show, they'll probably turn around and they'll find something to emulate when they're in that venue. I've seen it happen before. We've all seen it happen before. And my biggest problem is, that's fine, but I would have waited several months when it hasn't been so indelibly grafted in the memory of people. Too soon. That's just me. Now, rather that, I wouldn't do it at all. Because to me, they know the reference and it's cliche. It's hackneyed. That's where the term hack came from. Come on. They know where it got it from. I understand you're trying to have fun. And there's this whole thing of, yeah, I'm going to bring it up again. The fourth wall. Television, man. But see, difference with television and us, what else are you going to watch? And they'll tell you, look, it's television, we can get away with it. But see, the problem we have here is any credibility that's been in our sport over the last 2 decades, since the last 2 decades, that's how long it took, or even less than that, for anything that's been built up for the last 5 or 6 decades, even longer than that, has been almost eliminated, decimated, squashed. Due to people who become complacent and indifferent. You can't keep doing that, folks. You can't. You can't. I said this last week. The generation that's here now, including mine, we're standing on some very broad and tall shoulders, but what's happening here is those shoulders are becoming more diminished by our actions. So we're not thinking about what we're doing for long range. I mean, who's going to benefit? It's just something to think about. But considering I've kind of like lost my stream of conscious here, my train of thought, I'm going to skip right on ahead, because it's probably going to hit me later on this week for all I know. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to direct my brain cramp to something else. To my people out west, Graves in the Carson City, White Trash Johnny Logan out in Vegas, Sick Nick for NWA Wild West in Arizona, Vintage Pro in Oklahoma, Don Holly, representing the Southwest, the Chocolate Chop himself, Marcus Gibb, and in that same area, Bobby Sanford. Big ups to my people out in Georgia, Dee Dee, Scotty Bullwinkle, Blade Walker, Ghetto Blaster, wherever you are. Tennessee, Luscious Bob Gary and Lady Amazon. Up in the Midwest by the Chi-Town area, Atlas J. Horn. Over nearby Ohio and Kentucky, respectively, Kamala Jr. and Fifi, or should I say, Moondog Fifi. Out in Detroit, Cassidy K. A couple of our representatives for the ruling Ring Brothers. And our Ring Sisters, well, I'm going to skip over New Jersey for a minute because that's the 215 Empire. That's the Emperor, Simply Divine. The Last Emperor, Mac Daddy Ron Starr. Pretty Boy Ty He Neal. And Mr. Blackie. From the 212 Empire, Little bro, Xavier Fate, representing the young guns and the students and the hungry ones over in Devastation University for Doc Diamond. Black Dragon, Vampiris, and Ravenheart. The rest of you guys, you know who you are. For the crew up in Elite Generation Wrestling. And coming back down, people representing my alumnus for Maximum Championship Wrestling, Massive, EL, Black Ice and Body Snatcher, collectively known as D-Line. Sorry, guys. Trina Stratus, Chris Nightmare. My crew for Power Pro Wrestling. Y'all got something coming up this weekend. Be careful, guys. Y'all know what y'all do. Do what y'all do and do it well. It goes for my crew up in the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Alliance up in Sewell, New Jersey. Y'all going to do it up. I can't be there this weekend, but I'll definitely be there in spirit. Risky Business Inc. Y'all know what to do. Elite Generation Wrestling. I'll see you guys next week, but I'll get into that later on. For my people across the pond, for the UK, Power Trip Wrestling, PT Player, Teetotal, Tommy Stevens, Drury Woo Milkshake, the Ginger Snap, Mr. Craig Gunner, Miss Vicky, and Jim for Rough and Ready over in Northampton. Rest of you guys I forgot, don't sweat it. I didn't totally forget you. Just the names, I'm having a brain cramp right about now, but it's all good. Oh, the extended family for Power Trip Wrestling down in South Africa, African Punishment Wrestling Association. The dysfunctional family of the Medu, Zizou and Terry. Over in Belgium, to my crew in Flemish area. Robin, Janine, Homeless, Gangrene, Rob Raw, Thorax, and Jack Demento, and of course Wendy. And going over to Holland, Mr. Destructo, Rico Bushido, Uncle Vito Il Direttore Toscani, Mr. Hodson Twan, and Gabrielle Angelfire. In the Dod. Wir geht zusammen alles meine crew over in Deutschland. Starting over in Berlin, the House of Jacks, Craig BC, Ahmed Care, Crazy Sexy Mike, Zeres Von Crow, the two Susies, the one in Berlin and in Dresden. My peoples over in Dresden, Mina Talkta Savannah, Kathy, Maddie, Sandra, the crew over in Top Catch with Andrea Babic, the crew over in Deutsche Wrestling Alliance, Crazy Johnny Tiger, my bro Ken Mahler, and the Machina, boys down in Austria, and the Pro Wrestling Fighters from Marcel, and the Lubeck crew, including Rick the Voice Valentine, my bro, Fire God himself, MC Logan, and to my boys up in front over in Finland for Fight Club Finlandia and Starbuck. He's heading over to Smash back in Japan again. Good luck, bro. And Pro Wrestling Eve, Yenny, Mina, and Jazzy. And I know I keep forgetting the rest of you guys, but like I said, you might not be in the front of my head, but you guys still got a split in my heart. And on that note, incense. I'll see you guys next week, if not before the end of the week when I come up with another. But in the meantime, stay tuned. We're going to try and get Mr. PT Player for Top Rope Radio this coming Saturday. Until then, this has been The Other Side of Ropes. This has been Red, and as always, it's been real. I'm out, people. Peace.